18 students from BITS Pilani, Hyderabad, Goa and Pilani campus, all three campuses, working on an 8-week summer internship. They call it PS1, Practice School 1 in the BITS language. Basically, people have to go to some industry and learn how they'll be working after they pass out or graduate from BITS. So before graduating at the end of second year, during summer holidays, they go to any industry to gain experience. So 18 students have come to me and they're all enjoying so much because they're learning a lot.
Experience, you're directly teaching them.
I'm teaching them how to become entrepreneur. When you become a graduate, when you go to industry, how to work, how to think, not as an employee, as an entrepreneur. In addition to that, I've got 5 students of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus who are part of a separate thing called E-Cell, Entrepreneurship Cell. So the students voluntarily join that E-Cell, those who want to become entrepreneurs, those who don't want to become employed people.
So you want to do it year on year?
Yeah, apna khud ka entrepreneurship, right? Startups. So 5 people are there in that team. A separate professor is heading that team, and they're all so happy. This kind of exposure we never expected, and they are with me for 1 year. At the end of 1 year, if I'm happy with them and they are happy with me, the relationship will be rolled on year.
But how many hours do they spend per day?
No, the E-Cell team spend very little, maybe 10 hours a month. But the PS1 team has to spend 40 hours a week. I mean, normal 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
What does that stand for? PS1?
Practice School 1. So like that, there's a separate thing called Practice School 2. So final year students, for 5.5 months, they go to some industry to gain experience. What will be the work environment in the industry.
Also come here, you experience.
So that also, BITS Pilani has been telling me, sir, please take. I will take, Baba, but what? I mean, I'm not a big company like Intel or IBM and all that. I'm a small startup. So if you think I'm worthy to take, they are saying, sir, please take 6 students at least. But the problem with them is they demand stipend. Okay, I'm willing to pay you stipend, but then not willing to stay here. If they stay in the city, they'll pay more rent, they'll pay more for the food, and they'll spend at least 1 or 2 hours coming and going, and money to come and go. I'm saying, please stay here, I'll give you room. What more you want? So that is the tug of war going on between the students and me. Right? Because they want to enjoy, young blood, so they don't want to be. They're not realizing. But once these people, they see the environment today, and these messages, BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus has owned this initiative of mine. I have sent one poster saying this is my initiative. BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus changed my poster, they removed my logo, they put their logo. I'm not joking. And they sent this thing to all the 5,000 students on campus and the 1 lakh alumni across all campuses. I can show you that. You want to see that? 1 minute, I'll show you. No, I'm not joking.
I sent it to him already.
No, जो BITS Pilani का जो.
ऊपर लोगो जो है भेजा.
Yeah, the poster created by BITS Pilani.
उसके ऊपर लोगो लगा.
Then forget about that. This is the post on Instagram, right? Then देख लो ये post देख लो ना. This is a post. The street planter देखना BITS Pilani का logo लगा के. मेरा ही पोस्टर को मॉडिफाई करके SARC, this is BITS Pilani only. SARC is Student Alumni Relation Center. Students and Alumni Relation Center. Right? This is their poster designed by them. And this is my QR code. This is my address. My event is being promoted by BITS Pilani as if it is their event. I'm allowing them. Why not? It's a win-win situation, no? They're not investing 1 rupee, they're taking the credit. ले लो भैया credit. हमको credit दूसरी तरफ से मिल जाएगा. जो लोग आएंगे वो दुआएं मिलेंगी ना उनकी.
You're staying here.
Not always give credit. I know. So like that, there's another NGO called Ek Kadam. They have also hijacked my this thing. वो लोग अपना logo लगा के, then 30 of them are here. Ek Kadam के. So,
your body and how to cleanse it out.
Yeah, so if you want to give a brief talk on you. Yeah, so the main problem humanity is facing today is the food that you're eating is genetically modified to the extent that earlier suppose you were getting X quantity of output on 1 acre of land. Today, due to genetically modifying the seeds, the yield has increased 10 times. Now imagine if 10 times more yield is coming from the same acreage of land, same area of land. The land has limited resources of the whatever nutrients available, the water availability, everything. But that is being used to feed 10 times more grain. So will the grain have the same quality as it did before the genetic modification happened? Point number one. Point number two, to sustain that kind of growth, a lot of fertilizers are being used and a lot of weedicides are being used. So if a plant is being grown and you are not allowing it to compete with the weeds to grow, it does not have the strength. Like a child, if you pamper him too much, he will not have the same strength as another child who has not been pampered. Right? So you're pampering the tree that you want to grow, the wheat or corn or whatever crop, by killing the other crops around it, providing no competition for the plant to grow. So that it will grow very fast, no doubt. It may yield much more also, no doubt. But the quality of the grain will not be the same. Why? Because there was no competition. There was no, and the fertilizers aiding that, and the genetic modification, all this has ruined the grains that we are eating today. And most of the grains we are eating have actually turned into poison. Right? Wheat, supposedly the best crop 50 years ago, it has become a very big poison. I mean, many people are suffering because of the genetically modified wheat that they are eating.
And also gluten, right?
Yeah, gluten and so many other things, right? So all that is basically because of the genetically modified crops. But fortunately for us, we're living in India. Millets have not yet been targeted by the US giants who are genetically modifying other crops. So our maize, bajra, makai, makai has been contaminated. Corn has been genetically modified in a big way in the US. Other than maize, I think all other millets that we are consuming in India, ragi, all these things are very good for health, not genetically modified, which I'll be growing in my own wellness centers without the aid of pesticides, fertilizers, and that will be very good for health. And people will, once they understand the benefits, they will keep eating good. And even the fruits and vegetables, they're contaminated. Why? Because a lot of fertilizers are being given, as I explained earlier, pesticides are being sprayed. So the pesticide, residual pesticide will remain in the fruit. And when you eat it, it will go into your system. Yeah. That is, if it is poison for the plant, it is poison for you also. There is no doubt about it. Right?
So anyway, I was asking you, you mentioned that...
Detoxification. So for detoxification, rishis had discovered, not today, thousands of years ago, not just for the Hindus, Muslims, all the religions of the world, fasting. When you fast for a long period, your body detoxifies itself. Right? So the Muslims observe a fast during the month of Ramadan, or Ramazan, whichever word you want. Right? So in that period, whatever dirt accumulated inside your body, it gets detoxified. So it is a very good health initiative. So other religions have it in different forms. Like the Hindus have Navaratras, and maybe twice in a year. Once before, after Ugadi for 9 days, and once before Dasara for 9 days. So in those 9 days, you observe a fast, you are detoxifying your body. But people have forgotten about the scientific benefits of fasting. Yes. They are only talking about religious benefits. But whatever way you are fasting,
they also religiously put
right? So through the scare of God, people may listen. Yeah, but if you tell them, no, you'll improve your health. Who cares about my health, man? I want to die early. That is the standard, dialogue of most youngsters. Okay? But then later on when they become old, they realize, oh my God, I should have taken some care of my body. Right? And they become a burden to their own family and to society.
To themselves.
Yeah, to themselves also. I mean, how can you enjoy when everybody else is enjoying? Right? So the detoxification will happen only if you eat good quality grain, good quality fruit, good quality vegetables for a sustained long time. So you're not giving input of that chemicals or the poison. Point number one. Whatever poison stored will get drained away slowly. But to aid that flushing out, if you do fasting and keep yourself hydrated, drink 2.5-3 liters of water, that too 250 ml at a time, not 1 liter at a time. Right? It all depends. Some people say drinking 1 liter of water at a time is good, but I mean, I believe drinking 250 ml of water 12 times a day is far better than drinking 1 liter of water 3 times a day.
So now they are saying you shouldn't have 3 liters of water.
Yeah, whatever. I don't want to get into the whether. So my system is 250 ml of water 12 times a day, 10 times a day minimum, right? And then wake up early, sleep early. Why? Because human body is set by something called a circadian clock. So the circadian clock means your liver will start detoxifying itself from 10 p.m. to midnight, 2 hours. Your kidneys will start detoxifying themselves from midnight to 2 a.m. So likewise, the body, each and every organ has a set time during which it will start detoxifying. And if at 10 o'clock in the night, instead of sleeping, you're drinking or even eating, on one side you're trying to clean the liver, on the other side you're contaminating it with the food and the drinks, whatever you're consuming. So it'll never get clean. So that's why people are suffering from fatty liver disease. Even people who don't drink, those who are eating a lot of,
Fat.
wrong type of fat. Good fat is good for health. They have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD it is called, right? So not that because they're drinking, because they're eating a lot of fat and perhaps not doing enough exercise. Right? So you have to keep all your organs in good shape. So for that, sleeping on time and waking up on time is very important. So there are monitors, like I'm wearing this Fitbit. It will tell you at what time you went to sleep, how many hours you were in deep sleep, and how many hours you were how many minutes you were in deep sleep, how many minutes you were in REM, rapid eye movement sleep, how many minutes you were in normal light sleep, and how many minutes you actually woke up at night, either to go to the toilet or just you wake up and keep your... Okay, so I'm very happy that my friend Prince Ronak Yar Khan, the 9th Nizam of Hyderabad, took time out of his busy schedule and came early morning, 5:30 he was here, and he stayed throughout the function. It is almost 8:15 now, and breakfast will be served for another half an hour, 1 hour minimum. All of us will be here, and really thank you very much, Ronak. Very glad that you could come.
We are very proud of you.
Thank you very much.
You should be proud of me also. I came at 5:30.
Yeah,